Welcome back to our channel. We are Ondra and Luci, and after a decade working in corporate jobs, we decided to quit, moved into our tiny house on wheels and left for our dream life in Scandinavia. In this video, we are exploring towns in the south of Finland.
Hello everyone, welcome to this week's video. Last week we left you at Tampere, and now
This week we will show you the historic cities of Turku and Rauma, and we are starting in Rauma. So this city of Rauma was founded in some 14th century, but as it's usual here in Scandinavia, the whole city burned down several times, and the nowadays look is from 18th-19th century. The city was quite wealthy, so that's why the houses are so nicely decorated compared to other similar towns here in Finland.
but surprisingly there is quite a lot of cars and traffic.
Obviously. Rauma is a seaside city, and in the past most of the people in Rauma used to be sailors, artisans and merchants, and the city is known for its own type of lace. Rauma, it's a tradition to have little dog statues in the window, and when the owner of the house is not in the house, the dogs are pointing out, looking for the master, and when he is at home, they are looking inside of the house. There is more than 600 of these beautiful wooden houses here in Rauma, which makes it the biggest wooden old town in the whole Scandinavia, not just Finland, and the whole city center is listed on the UNESCO World Heritage List. Another pair of dogs. It's always like these poodles. Rauma is one of the oldest towns in Finland, located on the west coast of the Gulf of Bothnia. The heart of the town is Rauma, the largest wooden town in Northern Europe and a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Here you'll find 17th century houses, cozy cafés, local shops and the medieval Church of the Holy Cross, built in the 15th century. What I really appreciate is that it is a living city, not an open-air museum. 800 people permanently live in these beautiful colorful houses. I wonder what it is like to live here. Turku is Finland's oldest city and a former capital located on the southwest coast of the Baltic Sea. The city was founded in the 13th century and was a capital until 1812, when Tsar Alexander I moved the government office to Helsinki. Follow the Aura River and you'll pass museums, galleries and boats turned into floating restaurants. Welcome to Turku!
It's super windy today. It's just 7 degrees but feels like 2 with all the wind.
Yeah.
So it's quite cold.
It's also the first time we put on our merino thermal pants, so we're not comfy, but it's bearable. Yeah, we didn't do any research about Turku, so the only thing I know currently is that Turku is the 6th biggest city in Finland, and according to Wikipedia, around 200,000 people currently live here. In the heart of the city stands the Turku cathedral, a national treasure and one of Finland's most important historic buildings, dating back to the 13th century. Just nearby, the city market hall offers local flavors in a beautiful 19th century setting. The market is full of cozy cafes, local bistros and deli shops. didn't sit in the train for quite a long time.
Me neither. But it's nice.
I like trains. I'm all the time waiting for departure. I'm constantly looking through the windows, waiting for the surroundings to get moving. There was a huge fire in Turku in the 18th century, and basically 75% of the town burned down. So sometimes you can see like old small wooden house next to big modernistic building.
Funicular wasn't very funny.
It wasn't. It was quite short, like 1 minute. I think it was much shorter than at home in Petřín.
Definitely, yeah. Getting around Turku is part of the fun. Turku's public transport includes a ferry crossing the river and even a funicular that takes you up the hill. Down by the harbour you will find Forum Marinum, a maritime museum with historic ships open to visitors. On a hill near the coast, Turku Castle watches over the city. This medieval fortress stood over 700 years.
Here we are at Turku Castle.
So we are on this pedestrian ferry, which is part of the public transport system here in Turku, and it's free, same as the funicular. So it's nice.
Hi guys! We spent lovely days in Turku and in Rauma, and then we decided we will show you one more town. It's called Porvoo. It's about 1 hour east from Helsinki, and yeah, it's beautiful town with wooden houses. Currently we are standing in front of these red warehouses which were used for storing different goods, and it's one of the most photographed landscapes in Finland.
Porvoo is one of the oldest towns in Finland, located just 50 kilometers east of Helsinki. Its charm lies in the cobbled streets, colorful wooden houses and the red warehouses by the river. Porvoo is a charming contrast to the polished and modern vibe of Helsinki, making it a perfect day trip to escape the big city. The old town is calm and makes you feel like you are a hero of a 19th century novel. It's full of small galleries, cafés and local shops.
Behind me you can see Porvoo's cathedral. It's beautiful medieval cathedral which have this look since 15th century. And what I find interesting is that services are held in both Finnish and Swedish. The cathedral is opened every day except for Monday. Yeah,
And
it's
Monday. Yeah.
Porvoo is a lovely little town full of these colorful wooden houses. We enjoyed strolling around, and yeah, it was worth visiting, I think. It's like very close to Helsinki, so why not?
Yeah.
I think
It kind of looks like a museum, but it's not. There are people living in these houses.
that's true. Lots of people but like locals people, because it's after season already, and so like nothing was open really.
At least we had it for ourselves. So I guess that's it.
Yeah, I think this is the end of the video, so if you like it, please like.
If you don't, subscribe. And
Yeah.
see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.